In this WrestleTalk news, more reports that the AEW locker room is glad to be shot of Brandi Rhodes. An AEW return for Cody might still be possible though, and 3 former WWE stars make surprise appearances at an NJPW show. So subscribe and enable notifications to always on so you never miss daily wrestling news videos.
Support WrestleTalk!
Another week in wrestling is absolutely gobbled up by one specific news story, this time the shocking departure of Cody Rhodes from AEW. The revolution he started and televised and seemingly grew bored of when it wasn't about him anymore. Both Cody and his wife Brandi Rhodes have decided to leave the company they had a hand in starting, with a possible defection to WWE on the cards for Cody. It's like nobody knew the door to WWE also opened inwards. It's like, I mean, we can go in. And then people don't just come out. As the pair's departure dominates the headlines, there has been more and more information leaking about how well liked the Rhodeses were in AEW and all of the backstage drama that seemingly led up to them leaving. One bit of news that has gone back and forth a few times is the reports that many in AEW are celebrating Brandi Rhodes' departure. It started with a report from Wade Keller of Pro Wrestling Torch, who said that it sounds mean, but nobody has anything nice to say about Brandi Rhodes and her disposition or popularity behind the scenes. And then they essentially described her as not an asset to the company, either on screen, in the locker room, or backstage, and essentially baggage to Cody, who was said to be universally liked, which then prompted a few people to come out and express their support for Rhodes, including Nyla Rose, Aubrey Edwards, and Red Velvet. But now, a new report from Wrestling Observer's Brian Alvarez has doubled down on Keller's initial info, saying there aren't a lot of people who are universally hated. Yes, some people have spoken up in support of Brandi, but I can tell you 100% that I have heard way more people celebrating her departure in the last few days than upset about it, which leaves her in a very interesting position, as Sports Illustrated were reporting that she wasn't expected to make the jump to WWE, as it is supposed Cody will do. So now Fightful Select have followed up saying that she plans to continue pursuing an in-ring wrestling career, and was even spotted training at the Nightmare Factory this week. And her YouTube show Shot of Brandi is currently being pitched around, with Rhodes retaining the rights to it. Speaking of shows starring the High Rhodes and the Low Rhodes, there has been talk that Rhodes to the Top, the reality show centered on the couple, would not be coming back to TBS, with the pair now gone from AEW, despite that having been picked up for a second series in November. However, Fightful say that their digging has revealed that Rhodes to the Top has not been cancelled, with discussion ongoing about the future of the show. Fightful also noted that as of yet, Cody has not actually signed with WWE, and until that happens, there still could be a chance that things would work out for him to stay with AEW, which leaves Brandi in a really weird position now. She's not going to WWE. Will she really go back to AEW? But if he were to stay in AEW, Cody would need to work out the reported backstage power struggles that have been going on, and many believe are the thing that prompted him to leave. Wade Keller added on top of that Cody wanted to be the top paid guy, more than Punk, and a certain amount of creative control Tony was no longer comfortable with. The crowd turning on Heat and Brandi also lost him a lot of leverage. Before we get on with today's episode, we just need to say a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Indie Wrestler Game. Now, I don't know about you, but working in this job, I've always had dreams of becoming a wrestler, if only it weren't for my terrible allergy to pain. But there's no pain with this game though, because Indie Wrestler Game is a mobile RPG that lets you create your own indie darling and battle the cream of the independent scene crop on your way to championship gold, including real life wrestlers and promotions like WXW, Future Shock, and WrestleGate. And all of it without taking a single chop, unless of course my mum catches me playing it for too long. The game came out last April and we shouted it out then, but since then it's undergone a massive gimmick overhaul, adding loads of new features, including mid-card titles for most of the promotions, a weekly competition to win the coveted Indie Wrestler Championship, multiple new language options, and female wrestlers. Players can now create their own future women's champion and tackle over 100 female wrestlers who are in their way. Plus, gear designs based on real-life wrestlers, which can be purchased with real money, with all proceeds going to the wrestlers or to their families directly. And this month you can purchase gear based on WWE Hall of Famer, the British Bulldog, and German wrestling legend, Bad Bones. So by supporting Indie Wrestler Game, you are supporting indie wrestling. And that's all just the tip of the iceberg, so check out Indie Wrestler Game by downloading it to your device right now by clicking the link in the description down below. Thanks, me. Despite all the backstage drama with Cody though, he still wants you to watch Dynamite, as seen in his response to a fan who said they wouldn't watch anymore now that he's departed the company, because maybe Cody's are coming back. Cody wrote on Twitter saying, "I'd encourage you to still watch it. I was very lucky that my hard work led me to be that face, but I wasn't alone. Nick, Matt, Kenny, Chicken, Jericho, MJF, Hang were as well, and all the new guys and girls putting in a shift now as well. Wrestling is thriving." Wrestling is thriving, and more exciting shifts are happening across the board. Some spoilers now for NJPW Strong Rivals, by the way, so if you don't want to know any of that, skip ahead. Because at the recent tapings in Hollywood, a bunch of former WWE stars made their appearance for the brand. First out of the gate was the former Gran Metalik, now going by Mascara Dorada, who appeared and called out TJP, essentially reigniting their 205 Live rivalry in a new company. Also out for some retribution was a slapperjack, Shane Haste, who was the former Shane Thorne, who came out to assist Jonah and Bad Dude Tito. And finally, NJPW Strong became Swerve's house as Shane Strickland answered Jay White's US of J Open challenge and also turned down an invite to join the Bullet Club. This was Swerve's first proper match since leaving WWE back in November. It is exciting. And I guess the thing about leaving WWE is that people usually spill as many secrets as possible on the way out. One such star sharing their opinion on why they were let go and the future of the WWE Women's Division in their eyes is Nixon Newell, who went by Tegan Nox during her time in WWE. During an interview with Chris Denker on Into the Danger Zone, Newell said that she felt like she didn't fit the mold for a female wrestler in the new WWE, so that is why she was let go. She said, "I'm a 5'6" brunette girl covered in tattoos. I feel like, as we can see watching the product now, it's very much the diva era coming back. I just always felt like I was always on the chopping block as such, even if I could wrestle. I was not much of a personality enough for them or a character enough for them to keep my job, but I was always kept as the girl next door. And I'm not the girl next door. I just always had that feeling of I'm not what they're looking for, and as soon as they split me and Shotzi up, I was like, yeah, I'm on the block next." She also intimated that it felt like her call up to the main roster put her in the firing line, and it felt like just one small mistake could mean that you were just done with the company altogether. What a wonderful working environment. Which might give some credence to this next report, which comes from Matt Cardona, the hardest working man in independent wrestling right now. During the Headlocked panel at C2E2 hosted by Wrestling Inc., Cardona said that WWE writers are too scared to go to Vince and pitch ideas, something that he was happy to take on for himself, but realized that was a possibility far too late in his career. He said, I learned it a little too late in my career. F these writers. If you want something done, you've got to go to Vince, because a lot of these writers are too afraid to pitch an idea to Vince. So I would just go and talk to Vince, and if he said no, at least I know the answer is no. Before we move on with the episode, we've got to thank The Baker, Adam Cakebread, and Starbucks Stephen Costa for their support on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys. With everything else going on this week, it could have been easy to forget that it is Elimination Chamber this weekend over in Saudi Arabia. And while hype for that show hasn't really got much above tepid, Wrestling Observer Radio's Dave Meltzer has said that he has heard that twists and turns are going to be coming for the show. Watch the airports, folks. If you see Cody getting on a plane, then we all know what's up. Meltzer also reiterated the idea that there is this big push in WWE to do title versus title between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 38. That is all good with me, and then you can just merge the championships, because does anyone truly care about the WWE one anymore? Because they don't care about who wins it. WWE have also been up to their old tricks this week. It has been reported that they have parted ways with another tenured member of staff. Hugo Savinovich of Lucha Libre Online reported that WWE has fired Spanish announce team commentator Carlos Cabrera after 29 years at the company. No reason has been given for the departure yet, but speculation has a new commentary combination already being put in place. Also in other WWE news, this little tidbit has come from WWE Hall of Famer and current producer Devon Dudley, who has said that he has been advised to never return to the ring. Devon underwent successful back surgery earlier this week, and the damage was a lot worse than they thought, he said, forcing them to fuse multiple vertebrae and put screws and plates into his back to rectify damage caused by wrestling for so many years. Devon said, I was told I could not wrestle anymore because if I do, I could do more damage to my back. I would have to have surgery again on the upper part, but that's okay. I didn't have any plans on going back in there anyway, which is good news. It's good the surgery went well. You just got to bear in mind that info when making outlandish Royal Rumble predictions in the future. No diva. Finally, WWE 2K22 is not far off now, and the game is shaping up to give WWE fans what they've been missing for a good few years now. But not everyone is happy with how the game is shaping up, i.e. the wrestlers aren't, because you would expect they're clamoring to know their in-game ratings and then getting upset that they're not high enough. One man very unhappy with his in-game rating is Xavier Woods, who revealed his score of 86 while appearing on G4 alongside Bayley. Woods was clearly simmering with faux rage for days though, as he returned to G4 TV for Attack of the Show 2 days later and let rip about his score. Does someone else want to do this? I'm not doing this with you, this 86 thing. I'm an A+ student. I make the grade, I get the scholarships, it's what I do. So we did a ratings reveal for our new game, WWE 2K22. It's coming out very soon. We did a ratings reveal here on the set, right here, G4. Your king, the king of wrestling, who's beaten 2 world champions in the past year, won the tag team titles, amongst other tons of things that I've done. I'm rated an 86. It makes no sense. At least an 88. I should be at least an 88. Ain't that right, Terry? What do you think of King Woods? Couldn't care less, could you? Couldn't care less.
But like Baron Mordo now we're gonna get stuff with the Illuminati.
What's this? Who knows? Who could it possibly be?